Hey guys, I'm hanging out in downtown Long Beach with my friend Chris Nolte. Just rode some bikes out here. We've been talking a lot lately, and one of the topics I've been really interested in and focused on is like how to connect with you guys and explain how this works, because it's been changing. I started EBR way back in 2012, and you were one of the first people I worked with when you were in Long Island. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember, camping out in the parking lot.
Yeah, it's my forerunner.
And yeah, I remember stories about police coming in, knocking on the door and different stuff like that.
That was a freaky moment. It might have been too extreme. And I've adjusted a little bit. I've been doing this for like 6 years now. This is 2018 when this is being shot. I've always tried to be objective, honest, unbiased in my reviews. But the truth is, after the first year and a half, 2 years, I started getting paid in the form of ads. Okay? So, like Pedigo was one of the first advertisers, Easy Motion, we've had Specialized, Bulls, High Bike, lots of great companies. And I really appreciate that. And I think that's how it usually works,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Some sort of ad. It's just like you're watching a TV show and there's a commercial, or there's a magazine and there's like an ad. And I've really tried hard not to let that impact which bikes I review. You might have noticed, like, I reviewed Saunders. I bought that bike. They did not send that to me. They did not advertise. And it's because it was popular, and I was like, this is exciting. It's an affordable bike. And I used money from ads to buy that bike, right? Okay, so I've really walked a tightrope with this, but in recent years, I've gotten some help hosting the site and like moderating the forums, keeping them friendly and accessible and just nicer. It's a nice place to hang out. That costs money. You might notice there are fewer ads on the sidebar. In 2017, I dropped everyone because I started feeling bad. I was like, other companies were asking to advertise, and I was like, I don't want the site to look junky. I want it to load quickly. I want to have brands that represent the quality that I put into the reviews. And that isn't everyone, but that's not really fair. And now I'm back to this like unbiased question. So instead, what I decided to do was introduce a service fee, a universal service fee for all the companies to pay. And sometimes at trade shows like Interbike or whatever, I charge a fee. I'm like, look, I'm going to cover the show for free in little ways. Like I did that runaround video, which is really cool. That still takes time. I got to like travel to Interbike and like stay at Interbike and eat at Interbike and all that. It's expensive. A lot of the work that I do is travel. It's on the road. It's not free. So with this service fee, it's a way to say, hey, Bulls, you got a big booth, you got a bunch of bikes. It's going to take a long time to go through them all with you. I'm going to charge my universal service fee. You get advertising, but I'm still going to be honest, as much as I can, like critiquing, calling it out, but it's promotional. This becomes like paid content. It blurs the lines.
It's paid content in general is kind of complicated, and influencer marketing and all that sort of stuff. And I think it's kind of confusing, maybe like what area do you fit in,
Right.
I think in many ways you're probably one of the more influential people in the e-bike space, right?
Thanks.
But are you an influencer marketer? I don't think so. I think that, you've said stuff about bikes that we've worked together, and it's a bike that we sell, and I'm excited about it, but you might not feel the same. And I understand that, because that's your job, and you're really trying to be unbiased and trying to just give people the real deal. And the reality is you also have the forum to like put out
and
like
comments,
the real deal, right?
People
and
can
just
say,
and just be open about it. And we've talked about this for a long time and trying to figure out a sustainable business model that works for you. And I think that this makes sense, and I'm really grateful, and I think it's really nice that you're, in the way that you communicate this to the community, because the reality is that there's not many people that are doing this, even though they are accepting fees or however that, interchange might work. I think it's important to be upfront and really value the great community that EBR is.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. I care a lot about you guys. I think honesty, integrity is more important than like a bike or even money. But I do eat food. I want to have like some savings and stuff. I've been doing this for a long time. I used to work as a product manager, and I got paid, and I got stock options and stuff, and it was just very cut and dry. It was like, you work, you get paid. Now there's like a finesse, there's a lot of time and conversations that happen behind the scenes of even getting access to bikes and stuff like that. And it's still a work in progress, but I wanted to include you guys. I think with great privilege comes great responsibility, and it is a privilege to be like one of the lead sites, you know, and part of that's you guys. Thank you. Almost at 100,000 subscribers as we film this. And that means a lot. I really appreciate it. You'll notice in my videos, I never say like, subscribe, hit the like button. That's the same thing. I'm trying to be like, here, this is to help you. And if you want to leave a comment or something, awesome. If you want to like it, great. That's awesome. But it's more about, I mean, e-bikes are great. It's community, it's like health, it's sustainability. They're so fun, and it's neat to be able to work in a space like that. So again, great privilege. I've made it to the top through hard work, but also with your support. And I want to lead by example by being honest with you. And so in all the future videos and stuff, I'll have a little blurb at the beginning where it's like, hey, there's a service fee for this video and everything. In the write-ups, I'm going to have a little notification. I'm going to link back to the forums where this will be posted so we can have a conversation. And it's an evolution, like I said. So over time, you know, I welcome your feedback. Maybe there's other ways to do this. I recognize that there is a compromise here that not every company is going to want to pay. And in order to be fair about this, that means I can't do without the service fee. Then, you know, that doesn't really work. It might still happen occasionally or something like that. But I really, my goal is to try to have, this is not out of reach for any of these companies. It's not exorbitant. And it might have to change over time as expenses happen or whatever. But my commitment is just to be honest with you guys, and just to do a great job. So thank you, Chris, and all the other shops that have helped me, that have hosted me and spent time. Some shops have even paid the service fee because they're like, look, XYZ company won't pay, but we want this bike reviewed, and when you do it, that helps our shop because more people know about it. We'll pay your fee. That's great. So sometimes there's mixed interests going on and stuff like that. But I'm gonna do my best to like be objective and be true to you guys. So I think that's it. Any other thoughts?
I think the one thing
Yeah.
is just really that you need help. You know, you work so hard, and you know, staying up late, doing all this sort of stuff. I mean, you've stayed with me or stayed in the parking lot in the early days.
Yeah.
And I've witnessed the hard work that you do, and the reality is that the industry has grown. There's so many more bikes out there, and you can't cover them all on your own. And we need, you know, a sustainable model for EBR. We need, you know, you need to be able to employ help, and you have, and it's been helping, you know, and
Yeah.
and I'm really excited about that because we care about you, Court.
Oh, thanks,
and
Chris.
yeah, it's really cool.
Can I get a high five? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, on to the next thing. We'll see you in the next review.